All right, we are live with Melody.
Hi.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
So, when's your birthday?
February 10th, 1984,
What time
1 p.m.
and where?
Gainesville, Florida.
12 degrees Gemini rising?
Yep.
Great.
That's why I'm so chatty.
Great, that's right. Okay, Melody. So, um, what's going on in your world lately?
Um, the past 7 years, I have been going through a major spiritual awakening and discovering myself for the first time after coming out of a lifetime of religious trauma and just a lot of stuff that was put on me from birth and from society. So in 2019, I got divorced, started my life over, and it's just been growth, both painful and good growth ever since then.
Since your
Um,
divorce?
yeah, since my divorce. And currently, I am going through a time of career change. I got laid off from my job in March that I've been in marketing for 20 years, and I was working for a corporate company and they laid off people and I was a part of that. And so I'm in this time of transition of figuring out what I actually want to do and what that looks like. Um, and I'm also in the process of truly separating from my ex boyfriends. We're still living together, and trying to get that fully resolved. Those are the big things in my life currently.
But this is a different, not the one from 7 years
No,
ago.
that's not my ex-husband. This is somebody I met like directly after I got divorced.
And you've been with him since?
I met him at the end of 2019 and we got together right before COVID, so January 2020. So we've been together
Mhm.
for we officially broke up in August of 2025, but we've still been living together because of finances.
Uh-huh. Okay, good. So, let's start. First thing, you can see that transiting Uranus is conjunct your moon, exact.
Mm-hmm.
And this for me is what's happening with your ex-boyfriend, that you guys are staying together,
Mm-hmm.
but you're actually separating. And so you're only together because of finances.
Okay.
So how is it? What's the environment like at home?
It's not great. He has a lot of trauma and a lot of yeah, it's a lot of emotional abuse and gaslighting to color
From
this
him or that
from
he endured?
from him.
Okay. Hmm.
And to color this a little bit more, he's an Aries, so he just went through that crazy Aries stellium. His
Hmm.
birthday was April 18th, so it was right on top of him. Everything was right on top of him. And so he is the kind of person that has a lot of anger and a lot of frustration. And he's a Cancer rising. So it's that that Aries fire and that
Hmm.
Cancer emotion. So it's so much for me. Like I'm just like, can you not for a minute?
And this is for the entire 5 years?
Yes, the entire 5 years have been like that. It's just been a roller coaster of emotion constantly.
Interesting. And what is your did you okay. Okay, so you live, where was it again? In
I live
Michigan.
in Michigan. Yep.
And you live in your property, his property? Can
We
you just
we rent a house.
rent a house? So you have a
Mhm.
lease.
Yes.
Okay. And the lease is until
Um, I mean, it's the lease is in my name, and we have it for a year.
a
So
year
until next July, until July of this year.
until July 2026.
Yes.
And do you plan on like living in a new place thereafter?
I don't know right now because of not currently being employed. I'm
Mhm.
trying to figure out my finances because right now I am broke.
Okay. So did you recently spend like everything that you had saved up?
Yes. Last year,
Okay.
when he and I were still together, we moved across the country for a job in California, and it didn't
Ah,
work out. And so I had to spend all my savings moving there and moving back. So all of my savings
ah,
are gone.
okay. Hmm. Okay, so there is Uranus conjunction to your moon in Taurus,
Mm,
right? Taurus being your savings, like the moon,
mhm,
all that you've saved up throughout your life, right? And Uranus comes and takes it all away so that you're left with nothing, right? And
mm.
obviously that creates a lot of instability, insecurity.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Hmm.
that's the big thing that I am craving. I have found in the past 9 months is that I want to be around grounded people, earth sign people. I want to be in relationships with grounded people. Like I don't want people that are going to squander squander my, I don't know, what I have emotionally and like physically. I don't know. It's just I have this need to be stable and grounded that I've not had much.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Let's get back to that. You said this is because of the career change. So what's happened? You got laid off. You said when was it?
At the beginning of March.
In the beginning of March. Now
Hmm.
it's April. So it's been about 2 months almost.
Almost. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. And you were doing you've been in marketing for 20 years, you said.
Yes.
What kind of marketing?
Social media marketing.
And what is your relationship to that? How, in which way?
I would create content. I would manage social media. I would create strategy for companies. I've done everything from working with small businesses to working with corporate. So I've kind of done it all.
Hmm.
But I'm at this point in my life where I was already frustrated with the job, and I know I want to do something different, but it's like I've done the same thing for so long. It's hard to figure out what that is.
So what does it mean when you put together okay, when you're marketing, like what does that actually mean in practice? Like, well, okay, what was your most recent project, for example? Who did you work for?
I worked for a bank, and so I would help them create the content to go on their social media channels. I would help them create emails to go out to customers. We would put together campaigns to open savings accounts and checking accounts and that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
But it was very boring, and I did not like it because it was very uh, uncreative.
Uncreative.
Yeah,
Okay. So you represent the companies, is that right?
yeah.
You
I
kind
I
of
worked.
create the visual identity for them.
Yes, the branding and visual identity and the messaging.
Hmm. And also the looks, like the aesthetic.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. And is it the case that when you, I guess pretty much anytime you work for anyone, you have to work within some kind of strict parameters?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay. Can you give an example of that?
Um, with the most recent company I worked for, everything had to go through lawyers, and everything had to be checked over to make sure it met brand standards and it didn't conflict with any financial laws. So it was everything went through multiple layers. It wasn't just me presenting my creative vision and putting out there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So this is the square between your sun and Saturn, right? The
Okay.
sun in Aquarius on the midheaven for me. Okay, so Aquarius is like a community, right?
Hmm.
So therefore it's organization when groups of people work together. Therefore, when they band into companies. And
Interesting.
so the sun, of course, is like the vision, the visual identity, the appearance. And here I see your sun on the midheaven in Aquarius that you represent companies, you do marketing for them. Right? Does that make
Hmm.
sense to you so far?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, also makes me think about your Gemini rising from the fact that you do their messaging in your,
Mm.
well, of course, a communicator at the end because you're
Yeah.
pushing things out to people. Right. And the square with Saturn for me is this layer of, well, you don't get to just have your creative vision and put it out how you see fit. Actually, it has to go through layers of revision. It has to meet certain criteria. It has to meet the standards, the industry standards, right? So that square of not being able to be fully creative because you're representing a company.
Interesting.
Okay, does that, so I guess that could also be something that you feel consistently in those jobs that you're kind of, getting to do something, you're representing them, but there's these rules and so you don't get to fully express yourself.
Yeah, that it's definitely a friction, I would say. It's I feel that like yes, it's a job, but there's a friction between like not being able to share my creative vision in a way that I see it.
hmm Is that what was frustrating you at this job that you've been laid off from?
Yes, and the fact that I did not feel respected and I was underpaid for my experience and talents.
Aha. Okay. There's again the Sun Saturn
Hmm.
because you're not being rewarded adequately for what you actually bring to the table. And you're not being recognized, the Sun, recognition. What
Yeah.
did you mean when you said that you didn't feel respected? In which way?
Um, my department and what I did, it felt sort of like an afterthought within the marketing department. It felt like other pieces of the marketing department uh, got more attention, got more respect, got more time within the higher levels of the company. It was sort of like people would be like, oh, yeah, social media, I guess we need that. It wouldn't be the forefront of what people thought of. So I would be left off meetings, I would be forgotten. It was just, it was very, yeah, I felt like secondary.
Okay, so this is making me think about Saturn being in your sixth house.
Hmm.
That you're not the one being noticed, you're not the one getting the attention, you're the afterthought. And I
Hmm.
guess you're doing hard work, but you're not getting recognized for it.
Exactly.
hmm Also, that you're being left out of meetings makes me think about the Scorpio being silent,
That's
right? So
interesting.
not being included.
Hmm.
And also because your sun is in Aquarius, Aquarius is participating in groups, right? So
Hmm.
working together in a team. Now this makes me think that it can be that you have a hard time with your coworkers, like getting along.
Everybody liked me. Um, and I didn't have anybody who that I know of that disliked me. I did feel quite alone. It was very much a lonely job. It wasn't very collaborative. It was just like do your work, get it done. There was
Uh-huh.
not very much collaboration, and I do like working in groups when it's a harmonious group.
Okay. Uh-huh. So it was just kind of like hard work, like rule.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have to do like meet the metrics and do what they expect of you and kind of they put a lot of work on you or what?
Yes, exactly. And I was
Okay.
told at the end of last year that I needed to give more. I needed to work harder. I needed to like it was they they wanted to work us all to, to death, sort of. Just give your all to the company.
Yeah,
And
I get it.
and I was
Wow.
sort of at a place where I was like, I don't want my life to be work. That's not the kind of life I want to live.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. So, first of all, does this part make sense to you a little bit more now?
Yes, it does. That's really interesting.
Okay, good. This is making me think actually about the North Node. And the North Node you can see is currently it's so the inside wheel is your chart, the outside
Hmm.
wheel is the transits.
Hmm.
And you can see that the transiting North Node is in your 10th house approaching your sun.
Hmm.
Right, so if we fast forward a couple months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So by the end of this year. And so this makes me think about how you're now thinking about a different direction. It's like you've been there for 20 years, but suddenly there's something new because what
Hmm.
you've been doing is not satisfying anymore.
Right.
So what are you looking at the moment?
I am looking at starting my own business. I
Okay.
have a business idea. I've had my own business in the past, but it was a marketing company. And I am considering starting a uh, tea lounge here in Michigan. That's sort of like a late night coffee shop vibe, like from the 90s. It's a third space because people need community. And um, it would be, alcohol free because people are looking for spaces without alcohol. That's not a bar or a club. And there would be cozy couches and plants and music and just books and just a place where people can build community and rest and feel good about themselves because I feel like we need more of that in the world currently.
Hmm.
That feels very Aquarian to me. Like, of course.
Exactly. That's right. That's right. Hmm. Yep. That makes me think about the same square actually. Hmm. Like again, the sun on the midheaven in Aquarius, you want to make a place where people can gather,
Mm-hmm.
right? That is your big idea. It's to
Yep.
be the creator of a meeting place, right? Sun in
Yeah,
Aquarius on the midheaven.
absolutely. And I feel like that's always kind of followed me around. Like I've always liked to be in groups. I wanted to be included in groups. I wanted to create groups since I was a child. Like I always was doing that.
Yeah. Hmm. Can you give an example of one group?
Um, I don't know. Like in grade 3, I think I created a club with some girls on the playgrounds about saving trees or something, just stuff like that. I always wanted to be in groups.
Okay. Yeah, the saving trees part makes me think about the sun squaring your moon in Taurus.
Hmm, interesting.
Right, Taurus being the earth, so the
Hmm.
trees, the plants, the animals. Okay. Yeah, that also makes me think about the tea lounge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, also the 12th house makes me think about being discreet.
Mm.
So places where people can be kind of anonymous.
Oh, that's interesting.
And rest also, right? Because in the 12th house, people go to rest, to sleep, to relax, to calm down.
Yeah.
It makes me think you're a big sleeper, by the way.
Oh, I love sleep.
Okay.
I love sleep. I love rest. If I don't get rest, I am crabby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes me think about you laying down throughout the day,
Mm-hmm.
taking things easy. Okay. Um, where are you with that project idea?
I have a name. I have the social media accounts. I know that I want to start with doing pop-up events before I financially invest in a space. I'm having some conversations with some people locally to talk about collaborating. So it's moving forward. It's slow, but I don't feel like it's something that needs to be rushed. I feel like it's kind of a slow and steady thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tested out the idea with a lot of people, both on social media and friends, and everybody thinks it's an amazing idea and it's much needed. I live in Detroit, so people in Detroit really want this.
Okay. I had this word come up, cabaret.
Ooh.
I don't know if that actually I don't even really know what cabaret is, but does that relate to you in any way?
Well, I am a former theater kid, so it makes me think of Cabaret the show, but cabaret means like a variety show or so that I could see something like that. I do want to have music and poetry and things going on there.
I'm very specifically asking about this because when you're saying this to me, what my mind is doing is it's going to like October of 26, for
Okay.
example. Because Jupiter in Leo is going to oppose your sun in Aquarius. And so I
Okay.
saw like people gathering together to make music or watch movies or like do
Ooh,
poetry or take photographs or film. Yeah, I saw a lot of filming, for example. Yeah, having cameras around your house, for example, maybe like you're filming something.
interesting.
I don't know. This is just coming up.
Okay, that's really interesting to ponder. Okay.
Okay, but maybe October is too soon. I don't know. Actually, like I feel like next year, July is when you because Jupiter will move into your fourth and square your moon. I don't know if you even care about that. It's just coming up for me to
No, no,
share.
that's really helpful actually. I'm always interested in dates that are favorable to really like start things.
Okay. Well, do you think that next year, next summer, not this summer that's coming, but the following one, is a likely time that you could, get a space and start to furnish it? And
I think so. I think this year is about building the vision and getting the right collaborators, um, and
mm-hmm.
testing out the idea and then going forward.
Okay. What would you collaborate with these people on?
Um, I think it would be collaborating on maybe I think I need at least one business partner, um, financially and creatively. And then I would like to meet some people who could maybe find some spaces to test out the idea, to do some pop-ups this summer and fall.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you would essentially learn about how to host events. That's what
Right.
I'm hearing.
Yeah, how to host events, how to make them successful, figure out what people want, what they need, what they don't like. Basically testing out the idea to see how it can be the most successful.
Got it. Okay. Let's go back to the transits. All right. So this is kind of two transits that I'm feeling, and they're both to your Mercury. So notice that Pluto is conjunct your Mercury during this period in Aquarius.
Interesting.
And Aquarius again is the people, the public, the audience, the attendees,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whoever would come to these events. And for me, that Pluto to your Mercury is that you're testing out this idea and you're going to be thinking about doing various pop-ups. Actually, even more than Pluto, I'm starting to feel Uranus, because Uranus is about to enter Gemini, right?
Mhm.
He's been in Taurus for the past 7 years, conjunct your moon, which makes me think about the divorce, followed by that very unstable relationship that drained you of everything you had. Right.
Mhm.
So now Uranus is moving away from your moon. That makes me think how you're leaving that situation. You're ready for the next thing, right? Uranus is moving towards your ascendant in Gemini.
Mhm.
Gemini for me is more of the right because it's mutable. So it's like a pop up here, pop up there, right?
Yep,
Talking with people. Okay. hmm
that makes a
And
lot.
that period of experimentation also I'm thinking about, because for the entire next year, Uranus is trine to your Mercury in Aquarius. So that makes me think about doing different events. And while you do that, you're learning about what it looks like to actually host. Right. There's the ninth house for me. It's kind of
Mm.
like you guys are learning how to host events.
Yeah,
You guys are getting feedback from people in real time. You're
right,
seeing how to communicate with people in a way that's exciting and gets them, engaged.
right,
And that makes me think about, if you're going to have a third space in Detroit and you're obviously communicating like advertising and there's lots of people coming, you're meeting lots of people.
right,
Okay,
exactly.
okay. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and that makes me excited about it actually, because it's interesting that it's being so confirmed in the astrology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm also feeling music.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm
I mean,
feeling
Detroit is a
DJs.
music city, and yeah, I definitely want music.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm feeling like DJing and kind of a out there spot, away from the city. Maybe in a
Mm,
warehouse or something. I don't know.
interesting. Okay.
Okay. Interesting. I also see you doing billboards, like guerrilla advertising, maybe like putting up posters or something. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
This
Yeah,
image is coming up.
like old school flyers and yeah, okay. Cool.
Okay. Are you studying anything otherwise, like music or?
Um, not currently. There are some things I would like to study, but I'm not currently studying anything.
hmm How are you surviving in the meanwhile? What is your income? Where does money come from?
Currently, I am looking for any work. I am
hmm
having to borrow money from my family because I don't have any currently. I've been applying for jobs and interviewing for jobs. I thought I was going to get a job that I had a final interview for last week, and they ended up hiring somebody that had a little bit more experience in a particular area, which was frustrating. So I am still looking for a full time job.
hmm Um, there's one thing that came strongly. So notice you have Venus at 19 degrees of Capricorn in the eighth house.
Hmm.
And currently, Jupiter is at 18 degrees of Cancer in your second house,
Hmm.
right? So there's an exact opposition from Jupiter to your natal Venus,
Hmm.
and this makes me think about the support that you're receiving from your family, right? Jupiter in the second Cancer, you're borrowing money, eighth house Venus from
Hmm.
your family. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Hmm.
Okay. The other thing that makes me think about is when you had said that at your previous role, you were actually being underpaid for the amount of experience that you have.
Hmm.
And so this to me also represents kind of like you feeling you don't want to ever take less than what you're worth.
Yeah, I feel like I've done that a lot in the past. I've just been like, oh, this is good enough. And I'm at a point in my life because I've been going through a lot of those midlife transits, and I'm just like, no, I'm not going to take less than what I'm worth anymore. Which is probably why some of these opportunities that I've been interviewing for have not gone for me, because they would be less than what I'm worth.
hmm In terms of like stimulation and payment and whatever.
Yes. Yes.
How much money did you borrow?
I haven't borrowed much, just like $1,500.
Yeah,
Not a ton.
that's not much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how long is that supposed to last you?
Um, I don't know. My parents aren't, they're not putting a hard stop on helping me. They just want to help as they can because they see I'm struggling.
Great. Okay. Do you feel that now with Jupiter and Cancer in your second house?
I do. I still have guilt about asking for money. And
Ah,
I
okay.
don't, I'm very independent and I don't like asking for help. So it's hard to even ask and receive that when I'm like, well, I should be making it, I should be doing it, I should.
Okay, that makes me think about your Mars-Saturn conjunction in
Hmm.
your sixth house. The working horse.
Hmm.
Are you?
Yeah, I can be very much a workaholic. When I had my marketing agency, I would work 100 hours nonstop.
Oh,
I am a workaholic. I'm a perfectionist. Yeah,
okay. Do you feel that Mars-Saturn in your sixth house?
for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes me think about you holding yourself to unrealistic standards even.
Oh, I'm sure I do. I'm sure.
Interesting. Um, You see how Jupiter is also connected to that Mars and Saturn? And
Hmm.
Jupiter is expansion and opening, right? And so
Hmm.
you're learning that you can ask for help from your family despite the guilt.
Mm, yeah.
Okay. Is there any other work that you're performing actively in the meanwhile?
I am working on setting up some opportunities to do some freelance work with my marketing. I'm looking at doing some pet sitting, stuff like that, some gig work. Anything I can do to make a little extra money so I can pay rent and pay bills.
Okay. And there's no other like interviews that you've taken that you're like, oh yeah, this probably is going to turn into something.
I've done some interviews, but I haven't heard back from anyone else. And there's a couple of part-time jobs that said they would potentially want to interview me, but I haven't heard back.
Interesting. You know, this is making me think about how Venus and Uranus both are moving into Gemini. And Gemini, for me, because of the mutability, is the gig work, right?
Mm.
Different little odd jobs, for example, or
I
doing a little
honestly
bit of,
feel like that would make me happy because it would give me freedom a little bit to focus on this tea lounge idea.
uh-huh. Okay, and so what is the kind of uh-huh. So you might take on somebody's marketing or like
Mhm.
teach them or something,
Yes,
like do consulting.
which I've done before. It's become harder to find that work since the pandemic. And then with the advent of AI, people are not looking for that as much. They,
Ah,
they are using AI instead of hiring consultants as much.
interesting. That makes me think about you using AI for something now.
I have used it some. I am still cautious with it because of environmental concerns and it's wrong a lot of the times. And yeah, I use it sparingly. I'm not all in as some people are.
Are you a big reader?
I love reading.
Yeah. I feel like there's you're reading something or maybe you're reading many articles or you're writing something, but I feel there's something that you're learning.
Okay.
Maybe it's just from talking to lots of different people actually. Maybe connecting with more people than you ever have. Learning different things from all of them. Oh, looking for people that have different traits.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh, but for now that's not
Interesting. Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I am getting involved in local groups and I'm setting up, coffee chats and networking and that kind of stuff too. And
Yes.
I've been
Okay.
meeting a lot of new people, so maybe it's funny
Yeah.
because like a few weeks ago I heard the words like you need to be in the right rooms for your next opportunity, and that's what I feel like I'm trying to set myself in the right rooms and meet the right people and learn from the right
Yes.
people.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Yes, exactly. And I feel you're asking lots of questions. I feel you're getting educated. I feel you maybe attending some kind of seminar.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Okay.
I did just make a connection with someone a couple of weeks ago. We're going to have coffee next week, I think. And she helps women, middle-aged women who have been laid off. So she's like, my network is your network, and we can.
Yes. Yes. Totally. Yes, and I do see you creating some kind of marketing campaigns. Be-
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like there's some kind of media coming from you
Okay.
now, like this year, and like plenty. And it's something very new and kind of very stimulating, and you're not doing it alone. So
Okay.
what you're describing with the networking is like perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, much more social. Also, maybe watching like documentaries, informing yourself about like history.
I love documentaries. I love watching that kind of stuff.
Hmm. Do you do you ever write?
I do love writing. I don't always give myself the time to sit down and write, but
Okay.
it is something I have been considering more. I've thought about starting like a Substack or something and writing.
Yes, exactly. Yes. I also had this image when I said that of movie scripts.
Oh, I have never considered that. Interesting.
Yeah. Or maybe I had this vision that you're like into film.
I do love film, and yeah, I've always wanted to create a documentary.
Yes. Okay. See, that's what I was okay, that's what I was feeling. Historical documentary.
Ooh,
Is
okay.
it? I
I
feel
don't
some
know.
kind
I
of
don't know. I've just always wanted to make a documentary. I don't know.
okay, and you don't know on what.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, now I'm getting images of like dinosaurs, like that kind of old era.
Oh,
Like
okay.
paleontology. I don't know. Does that?
It's not really my thing. I mean, I think dinosaurs are fascinating, but it's not one of my special interests.
Okay. Mhm. Hmm. You said that you wanted to design, make it like 90s when you said the tea lounge.
Yeah. So I grew up in a time period of coffee shops that were very like cozy, and they were playing music from the barista's band, and there were used books and poetry
Mm,
nights, and it was just very, I don't know, very cozy is the word that I'm thinking. Very um and coffee shops now are very sterile, and they're very
mm,
almost
mhm,
like Swedish design, and very just, they're not super comfortable. It's just kind of in and out, and you plug in your laptop and you work, and no one really talks, and they all have headphones in, and it's I'm maybe it's a better idea to say I'm creating a community space, not necessarily it's not like a coffee shop. It's just that vibe
mm,
of community and connection, which is what 90s coffee shops felt like. And also open late. Coffee shops now are not open late. They all close at like 8 p.m. And people are looking for
mm.
an alternative to clubbing or bars. They want a space they can go chat and hang out open late, but it doesn't involve around drinking or loud music.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's interesting. You said the thing about drinking a couple times.
It's because a lot of people have told me that, especially at least here in the US, Gen Z is not drinking like hardly at all. So bars are closing, clubs aren't doing well. People would much rather smoke cannabis than drink. So people are looking for alternatives.
Hmm. Yeah, that again makes me think just about your Sun Moon square. Right, the sun in Aquarius on the midheaven being the community space, like everyone where they come together and hang out, and you're the one to create it, right? You're the sun in Aquarius.
Yeah, yeah.
And the place is, in fact, to be very comfortable and a place for people to rest and to even hang out
Mhm.
late and to actually stay there and sit down and not be in this very quick in and out.
Yeah,
Yeah, just more of a discreet, nice, safe place.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Right? So do you see how these two work together?
Absolutely. Yeah, I see that. It's a really cool exchange.
Okay, wonderful. And do you plan on staying in? Yeah, because you said it's in Detroit. People want that in Detroit. So despite the fact you're breaking up with your partner, you want to stay in Detroit.
I do. I love it here, and in a astrocartography sense, Detroit is on my sun line, and it it I've never had such a sense of home. I've only been here since July. I've only not even a year, and it's been such an
Ah,
easy transition. I've made friends quickly. I feel at home here. It feels good, and I've moved around a lot in my life, and I haven't really felt that in many places.
okay. Okay. So there's Jupiter moving through Cancer.
Mm,
Yeah, that you finally found a place that feels so comfortable and so homey straight away.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
The other thing I feel, of course, is Uranus to your moon, that you
Mm.
were uprooted last year because the first conjunction actually happened last year,
Oh yeah, definitely.
right? So that makes me think about you being uprooted and starting over somewhere totally new.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. That made me think about you feeling kind of isolated for a period, like you don't know where you are, what's going on.
Yeah, I was definitely isolated for most of the pandemic and for years. And I had no
Mm.
community, no connection, very much alone. Yeah.
Mm. Why not?
Uh, because I was living in very rural places
Aha.
and I didn't
Yes,
connect with people. Like there wasn't anyone to connect with.
but you wanted to.
I did, yeah. And it was like I would make these connections and it would never happen.
So interesting. Okay. So notice, okay, your moon in the 12th house Taurus,
Hmm.
you live in rural places,
Hmm.
right? So think about Taurus, like nature, like old stuff, 12th house, far away. You're outside the city.
Hmm.
You're in anonymous places. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so you can't really get anywhere there. You live there, right? The moon is there, far away.
Hmm.
And there's the square with the sun in Aquarius.
Hmm.
You like to make connections, you make some connections, but they never work out. And therefore, you're left feeling what? Isolated, 12th house,
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah,
right?
that's really interesting. So that's why me moving to a place that's on my sun line where I can make connections feels like home.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Hmm. Hmm. What do you think about this so far?
I think this is fascinating and it's really confirming and um yeah, it's you are definitely telling the story of what I've lived through and it's cool that it shows up on my chart. This is why I love astrology.
Yeah, me too. Hmm. Yeah, me too. Hmm. 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 When you think about that, where else can you notice it?
Which part?
The square between them, between being alone and being together with people, being
Mm.
far away and being included.
I mean, I feel like I've gone back and forth between both of those things a lot of times in my life, especially I moved a lot as a child.
Yes.
I
Mm-hmm.
I've lived in probably 6 different states, moved schools. So I would always be alone and then make friends in a new place and then move and be alone and then make friends. So I've when people always ask me where are you from, like where did you grow up? I'm like, where haven't I? Like I don't have a home. That's why I'm so like now that I've found it here, I'm like I'm not leaving. I don't want to leave because I feel grounded here.
Interesting. Makes me think about the Uranus conjunction to your moon again from the simple fact that Uranus has an 84-year cycle. And
Hmm.
so you just ended an 84-year cycle, which I
Oh,
guess would have come since before this
yeah.
lifetime, if we can think about it that way. Now you're beginning another one, right? Because Uranus is conjunct the moon.
Interesting.
Mm. Yeah,
That's
this
really
also, yeah, that makes sense to you, right?
yeah.
And that you just found your place where you really want to settle down. And it's like you lost everything, by the way. That's the other
Mhm.
part. But what did you gain? You gained the land where you want to set roots.
Yeah, that's interesting. And it's really interesting because the place that I am in now, like the time period I'm in now, I do feel like I am starting over. Like, yes, 7 years ago I started over. That was the start of the journey. But if you think about the biological thing of that, we literally shed our cells and we become a different person every 7 years. The fact that even that 84-year cycle ended, I really am becoming this new version of myself in this time period.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because over the past 7 years, I've been through like every difficult transit I think that you could go through. And for the first time, I am not going through like a terrible, awful, crunching, emotional turmoil transit. I feel this like breath of like, oh, I can breathe for the first time in years because I'm not going through the meat grinder.
Despite the fact that you are kind of financially insecure
Yeah,
now.
even that it doesn't like yes, the anxiety, the financial anxiety is there, but I don't feel this I don't know how to say it, like this spiritual boot on top of me, which is what it's felt like. It's just been like
What lifted it?
I don't know. I think making these decisions, making these things both out of my control and in my control. Um, I'm learning to take my power back and to fully be myself for the first time, I think. And that's part of what's lifting it for me.
Uh-huh. This is making me think about you traditionally being a person who really keeps your emotions to yourself. You prefer to stay very calm and grounded, and you don't want to really upset anyone or anything.
Yes. And I am
Okay.
learning, like, even just last weekend, I'm learning that I need to voice those things. And it needs to be okay to be mean to people, to because I've been like, oh, I can't make waves. I can't voice my opinions. I I can't say those things because it's going to hurt someone. And I'm realizing that like that's not my problem. I have to say my truth.
Mhm. Okay, now I'm feeling like you're around people who are very high-minded.
Hmm.
Like
What
they
do you
go
mean by
into
that?
technology, for example. They're visionaries. I just feel okay, what comes first actually is technology. Like you
Hmm.
working very closely with technology. I guess you did because you were in marketing, but I feel
Yes.
more.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Not that I can think of right now. Maybe that's something that's coming. Um,
Hmm.
but that's really interesting.
And the other thing I was feeling, but maybe that was about that you moved a lot, but like travel, like
I
going to
do
different places.
I
Okay.
I
Hmm.
do love travel. I love travel. I have not traveled much internationally in the past during the pandemic. I actually need to renew my passport so that I can travel more. But last weekend I went to a retreat and I made
Yes.
friends from all over the country, and one person was in Canada, and we're all like, well, we're all going to go visit each other. I've already been invited to 3 people's houses.
Okay. Yes. Retreat is exactly what I was feeling. Okay, so look, your moon in Taurus in the 12th house, right? Going somewhere far away that's calm, like being in the forest, for
Mm,
example.
that's
Right?
literally what we did last weekend. Was we were in the middle of nowhere, no cell phone service, no internet. I had never met these 19 other women, and we did a bunch of psychological and spiritual work under the Aries stellium and the new moon, and we let go of a lot of stuff, a lot of shame and hurt, and basically what I was talking about, of like not feeling free to like talk about my emotions, and not being afraid to make waves. Like I let go of a lot of that.
Hmm. So, do you see that, right? The retreat, but you go there with 19 other women, the sun in
Mm-hmm.
Aquarius.
Yeah, that's wild. That's so cool that that's showing up right there.
Okay. Hmm. And then here again, I feel Uranus to your moon. That is the exact conjunction that you're going there, like far away now, and you're doing the spiritual work in order to free yourself, to release yourself from all the weight that's been sitting inside of you.
Mm-hmm. That's fascinating.
This makes me think also about you being a very good listener,
I have been told that. Yeah, a lot of people have told me I should have been a therapist because
right?
I'm really good at listening.
Or that you can sit very calmly without making any noise, be very still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, now I feel you doing like meditations in this period, having some like special experiences, maybe.
Yeah, that's definitely happened before. Yep.
Okay. Mhm. What is today like for you? Before you've come here, I guess it's morning time, so you didn't
Yes.
experience too much.
I haven't
Okay.
experienced much. I just had coffee and took care of my dogs, and
Where you live, do you live in a house or do you live in a duplex, an apartment?
I live in a house.
In a house, that's right. You said you rent a house. Okay. So do you guys have a garden?
We have a backyard. Yeah.
Backyard. Okay.
Mhm.
And you like to be in the backyard, I guess.
Yeah, now that it's warmer.
That's right. Okay. Does your backyard have a fence or does it face nature or something else?
Um, it has a fence, and we're in the city, so it faces like an alley.
Uh-huh. Okay, I see. Hmm. Okay. In the backyard, has there anything come? Maybe like you had squirrels or something yesterday.
We always have squirrels.
Okay,
There's
yeah,
so
of
many
course.
squirrels.
Okay, the reason I'm asking is because you can see that yesterday transiting Venus was exactly conjunct your moon in Taurus.
Mm. That's interesting.
Yesterday and today, kind of, right?
Okay.
So then that, of course, that interests. So then I'm like, okay, so what could that be in her life that's happened yesterday? So of course I went to the backyard because I'm thinking of Taurus like the grass.
Interesting. Yeah. I love plants, and I recently put a little indoor greenhouse in my room. So I came back from my retreat to all of these seeds that I had planted before growing, which was like very metaphorical with everything going on. Yeah. So I had all these plants starting to burst that have not started when I left.
Okay, beautiful. So do you see Venus to your moon?
Mhm,
Inside your greenhouse, there's these beautiful flowers starting to burst. And
mhm,
it's representing this amazing seeding of Uranus to your moon of this new life to come.
mhm.
Do you see how that works together?
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that.
Okay, very good. So besides the greenhouse, is there anything else? Do you have any pets?
I have 2 dogs.
Okay. What's with the dogs yesterday? Anything?
Um, Nothing specific. They're just I love them and they're wonderful and
Do you
they
take them to the park?
I did not yesterday, but I do sometimes, yes.
Okay. Okay, good. Let's
Yeah.
pause there then. Okay. So, oh, or was there anything else that you maybe wanted to
No, this has been wonderful.
okay.
Very
Okay.
illuminating, and I'm so glad we got to talk about this.
Okay. So you can see how the chart is working a bit better, right?
Yeah, and I really think it's cool that it's showing all this stuff that I'm going through, have gone through, and has just been in my brain. That it's like it's right there. It's so cool.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording now, and then you and I are gonna just chat for a few more minutes, okay?
Perfect.
Okay, great. So to everyone that watched us so far, thanks for sticking with us, and we'll see you on the next episode of People and Planets. All right, signing out.